So Trump changed his deadline for Russia to make peace in Ukraine from 50 to 10 days. And yesterday he was tweeting that something negative about India and Russia. And my deduction of his tweet is that it seems like he and his people try to talk to the Indians and try to make them stop buying Russian oil. But it seems like the Indians probably said no. And I did some research on this, and it turns out that India buys around 50 billion USD in Russian oil, but all products India sells to America only total around 75 billion USD. So if you add everything else they're buying from Russia, their trade with Russia is a lot more important. So plus they're getting a good price for the oil. So it doesn't seem like this secondary tariff, bone-crushing tariffs like Lindsey Graham and a lot of these, people in America were talking about that will stop Russia's war machine. It doesn't seem like that's gonna really do that, because the Chinese are essentially refusing to, stop buying Russian oil. They have no reason to stop buying it. They're getting a good price, and they have no interest in helping America, crush Russia's economy when any enemy of the United States is a friend of China. I think my main point is that Trump made a big mistake in talking negatively about India, that like he was doing in this tweet, because now he's just pushing the Indians closer to Russia, and they will be even less inclined to change their trade policy, because nobody wants to be told what to do and also be talked negatively to at the same time. People don't take well to that kind of language. So I think he made a big mistake there. And also I read that around 90% of all oil that Russia sells goes to India and China. So these secondary tariffs are only gonna at most remove around 10% of Russia's revenue from oil. So they will just continue the war just as before. Not much would have changed for them at all. So yeah, I think this war is going to keep going for a long time, and I think the Russians will just keep going. And there's really this whole saga of Ukraine war and these sanctions, all this has shown that American power is limited. And I think it's about time, that these American politicians realize this and change their behavior in a sense. But yeah, that's my quick thoughts.